Hey, I want to welcome you to Leaders Chat Live, the YouTube channel. My name is Tracy Turnberg. I'm super excited today. We're going to be listening to the tape number 2 from the Best of Dayle Maloney tape album that he did back in almost 20 years ago, back in 1999, 2000. And today's tape is titled, It's Your Turn for Success. Now, if you're listening to this, maybe you've been struggling with network marketing, haven't been able to break through. Maybe it's your first time checking it out or whatever. But I want to let you know right now, network marketing is the perfect time to enter. We got everybody out there looking to take control of their financial situations, the economy, the COVID. Everyone's looking for an option for a little bit more control. And right now, people are more open to conversations than they've ever been before. So we're going to listen to this tape. What I want you to do, if you're new to the YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and click that bell if you want to get notifications so you can make sure that you get all of these updates when they first come out. So here it is, tape number 2. It's your turn for success. Enjoy.
This is Dayle Maloney, and I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this tape. And remember one thing, it is your turn for success. I don't care if you're a novice or how long you've been in network marketing. I don't care if you're a pro. Hey, it's your turn for success. And everybody is important in this business. Now, if you think you're too small to make a difference, well, you've never been in bed with a mosquito. I tell you, folks, you can make a difference. But talk about mosquitoes, hey, you got to work. Think about this. Even a mosquito doesn't get a slap on the back till he goes to work, does he? I've always had requests for 2 or 3 of my favorite stories, things that have happened to me. So I'm going to put them on this tape here for you. Now folks, these 2, I'm going to give you 2 of my requests that get so often. These are true stories that happened to me. Number 1, the first story is when you go as hard as I do, 12, 14 hours, 6 days a week, traveling all the time, had 4.5 million miles of Northwest Airlines, as you heard in the past tape. You wake up middle of the night, you don't even know where you are. In fact, you wake up in the morning, you have no idea what town you're even in. But I was up at the Saskatoon Inn one night in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. I woke up about 3:30 in the morning. I knew one thing. I needed to use the restroom, the bathroom in my motel room. Didn't put my glasses on. I'm up wandering around in the dark. Just half asleep. Next thing I know, I hear there I am, out in the hall, locked out of my room at 3:30 in the morning with nothing on but a pair of boxer shorts. Now, if you know me at all, you can just picture me locked out of my room, 3:30 in the morning, with a pair of boxer shorts on. Some folks say, wow, you with a pair of boxer shorts? Now, hey, don't laugh. My body's a perfect 10. I just got a lot of padding around the foundation, make sure we don't scratch anything. But the other day, somebody said to me after one of my speeches, I bet you can't bend over and touch your toes. I said, if God wanted me to touch my toes, he'd have them on the knees. Anyway, I'm locked out. I got no choice but to walk on down in my boxer shorts to the front desk. But I was so lucky, because at the end of the hall, on the 3rd floor, here is a house phone. Ooh, was I glad to see that phone. So I dialed the front desk, and the operator comes on. I said, I've got a problem. I've locked myself out of the room. Oh, she said, no problem. We'll send security right up. So I go down and stand by room 328. Here comes the security guard. He's got a uniform on. He's got the big badge. He's got kind of a billy club, a pager, you know. And get this. I'm there in a pair of boxer shorts. It's 3:30 in the morning. And the security guard insists on seeing ID to let me back in the room. Folks, that is a true story. I didn't make it up. That actually happened to me. Here's my second story that I get so many requests for. I got involved in network marketing in 1983. Knew nothing about the business. My first check had come. It was $5.66. You know, I didn't know very much. But that first company I was in had an annual convention, and I really believe in going to conventions. You'll hear about that later. Couldn't afford to go, but I couldn't afford not to go either. I was $350,000 in debt, but I searched around trying to find a pessimistic banker to borrow some more money. Pessimistic bankers are the ones that don't expect to get paid back, you know. Anyway, I took my wife and we flew out to Orange County, California. It was at the Anaheim Convention Center. We got there on Thursday, and the convention was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Thursday night, I walked down around the lobby hoping to see some of their distributors. Boy, did I luck out. I found their #1 distributor with about 15 people around him in a big circle. Now, I'm not shy, so I jumped right in the circle. Now, you got to remember, I just got into network marketing. I didn't know the terminology. I knew nothing about the industry. So the people were in a circle, and the leader in the middle, the #1 distributor, says to the guy alongside me, he said, "How many legs you got?" The guy said, "I've got one, sir." I looked down. He had 2 legs. He had 2 boots on it. Man, what's going on? He looked at me. He said, "How many legs you got?" I said, "I've got 2, sir." He goes, next person to my left, he said, "How many legs you got?" The guy said, "I've got 4, but only 2 are here." I said, "What's going on?" He goes, the next person, he said, "How many legs you got?" This guy said, "I've got 3, but one's deeper than the other 2. Hey, I got out of there. I go back upstairs, and my wife said, "Well, what happened?" I said, "Well, I met the #1 distributor." And she said, "Well, you learn anything?" "Yeah, I've learned one thing. This whole business has got something to do with legs." Folks, that's how naive I was when I joined this industry back in 1983. I don't care where you're coming from. I don't care if you're brand new. We all had to start at the same place. I was brand new one day in this business, just like you are. Hey, I saw an interesting sign the other day in a secondhand store. It said, "We exchange everything. Bicycles, appliances, furniture. Bring your wife in and get a good deal." That same day, I saw another sign. It was in a laundromat. It said, "Automatic washers. Please remove all your clothes when the lights go out." I always like a little humor, You get people smiling, they're always in a better frame of mind. They become much better listeners. Now, I want to give you 3 reasons why you have made the right decision to be in network marketing. These 3 reasons are why this industry is going to double and quadruple over the next 20 years. The 3 reasons are why people are going to join. #1, people need to make extra money. They need more money. #2, it's because of the lifestyle and time freedom that's going to bring so many people into this industry. And the 3rd reason why everybody needs to be in network marketing is because of the tax advantages. If you've got yourself a legitimate home-based business, you're going to get an extra $5,000 to as much as $20,000 a year in tax deductions off your regular income. I don't understand how anybody can pass up a chance to be in network marketing just for the tax advantages. I believe that people who go to opportunity meetings, if they understand the tax advantages, if they don't join, I believe they need a checkup from the neck up. But let's talk first about why there is such a need for extra money. Well, let's face it. Most people have too much month left at the end of the money. You see, friends, you've got 2 choices out there today. You can expand your income to match your dreams, or you can shrink your dreams to match your income. Sadly, most people are shrinking dreams to match their income. But it's that need, that burning desire to make extra money that's going to really make this industry bloom in the next 5, 10, 15, and 20 years. You see, in 1998, there were 37 million home-based businesses in North America. They predict by the year 2005 there will be 95 million home-based businesses. And more people have $250 cash at age 18 than they do at age 68. Isn't that pathetic? More people have $250 cash in their pocket at age 18 than they do at age 68. Let's face it, most Americans are working for rent receipts and paycheck stubs. They're living from paycheck to paycheck. Hey, inflation is making a big dent in people's spendable money. A family making $20,000 in 1970 would need more than $70,000 right now to have the same lifestyle. We don't save anything. I read the other day where the average savings account in the United States, I believe it was $73.11. But inflation has got most Americans ready to retire in poverty. But folks say, well, I don't want to do anything different. I like these folks to say, well, I don't want to get involved in network marketing, even with inflation, because I'm too old for it. But I get one of those folks, I realize they say to me, well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I said, that might be, but you can't teach a broke, dead dog anything, can you? Now, get this, folks. 87% of Americans, 65 or older, are living on meager incomes of less than $10,000 a year. And it was just a few years ago that Paul Harvey predicted that if people were under the age of 45, they'd probably never see their first Social Security check. Now, we hear a lot of talk about the baby boomers, how there's going to be so many baby boomers retiring around the year 2010. But I like to find the baby busters. These are these families under the age of 30. Because get this, a baby buster family under the age of 30, if they're making $30,000 a year right now, by the time they're ready to retire, they'll need to be making $165,000 a year just to maintain the same lifestyle. Also, baby buster families are going to need $2 million to retire. That means starting next month, every baby buster family must start saving for retirement $895 a month. Now, they aren't going to do that in their JOB, I can guarantee you that. They're going to have to do that with a second income, preferably through network marketing. Then Generation X, sadly, Generation X, the next generation, will be the first generation in the history of this country to make less than the previous generation. But network marketing, folks, is going to give you that residual income that's going to pay you every month for the rest of your life. We're not talking just about making money in network marketing. We're talking about getting paid every month forever for the rest of your life. So number one, people are going to join network marketing because they need to make more money. Number two, they're going to join for more leisure lifestyle, more time freedom. Very, very important. There's probably going to be more people joining for a better lifestyle and more time freedom than there is people wanting to make extra money. Way back in 1990, Business Week magazine had an article that predicted that the 1990s would be the computer age, that we would see a 25 to 30-hour work week become standard, and there would be all kinds of leisure time. It didn't happen in the 1990s, did it? Why, you see, folks, they got a cell phone in each ear. They're wearing beepers to bed. And I talked to a man the other day that even has to hang a pager on the shower rod when he takes a shower in the morning. Folks, people are searching for a better lifestyle and more time freedom. There's a magazine out there called Home Business Report. They just had an article that listed 5 reasons why people are starting more home-based businesses than ever before. Number 1, it said people are tired of the commute to work every day. They like the idea of a 30-second commute from the bedroom to the kitchen table. People are tired of commuting. Number 2, it said people want to start home-based businesses because of the stress from their JOB. Let's face it, people are being stressed out more every day in their regular work environment. Number 3 reason for wanting a home-based business, people are tired of the pressure of a large office setup. Number 4, very important, people want to go to a home-based business, they're tired of the lack of recognition. You get absolutely no recognition in the job force today. And number 5 reason is people are looking for more quality time at home with the kids. So lifestyle and more time freedom is a big reason why you're going to bring more people than ever before in your network marketing opportunity. Let's talk about that 3rd reason, tax advantages. By having a legitimate home-based business, you can get an extra $5,000 to $20,000 in tax deductions off your regular income. This is not fiction, folks. This is fact. But there's 3 things you must do to qualify for tax deductions with your home-based business. It cannot be a hobby. It has to be a business. Here are the 3 things. Number 1, you must make regular monthly purchases of products or services to prove that you are pursuing a profit. Regular monthly activity. Number 2, you must keep records. You must document your activity if you want to get the tax deductions. To do this, you must get a diary, and you must make entries in the diary, folks, within 24 hours. Get in a habit, making your entries, your daily entries in the diary every single day. Don't get a day planner. Get yourself a genuine tax diary. Third thing you must do, again, show regular activity. Number 1, make regular monthly purchases. Number 2, keep records. And number 3, you must have regular activity. You just have to have a legitimate home-based business. Author Thomas Stanley has got 2 best-selling books out there on the tax situation. One is called Millionaire Mind. The second book is called The Millionaire Next Door. Now, in the Millionaire Mind book, what he really says, oh man, hang on to this, what he says is this: the only way to create and maintain wealth is to plug the tax hole first. Did you get that? The only way to create and maintain wealth is to plug the tax hole first. And here's the other thing that book says. He did a survey of rich people, wealthy people, of their lifestyle activities. Now, you think the lifestyle would be jetting around the country, fishing, hunting, going to major sporting events. But listen closely. The number 1 lifestyle activity of rich people is consulting and spending time with their tax experts. So do you understand the importance of getting these extra tax deductions from your legitimate home-based business? I hope you do. Now, author Thomas Stanley's second book, Millionaire Next Door, he gives you 5 simple rules for average Americans to achieve their financial dreams. Oh, these are so important. Rule number 1 is to live below your means. Rule number 2 is to launch a savings and investing plan as soon as possible. Rule number 3 is to take on debt sparingly. But Rule 4 and Rule 5 are giants. Rule number 4 is to pay as little as possible to Uncle Sam. In other words, don't make Uncle Sam your favorite charity. Pay what you owe, but pay as little as possible in taxes. And number 5 here is the best rule of all. Start a home-based business ASAP. There it is, folks. The Millionaire Next Door book saying, pay as little as possible in taxes and start a home-based business as soon as possible. Now, let me quote from America's foremost tax authority, Sandy Bodkin. He is the president of the Tax Reduction Institute in Maryland, a former IRS employee, IRS agent. In fact, he was a trainer. He trained IRS agents how to get more money out of people like you and I. Here's a quote from Sandy Bodkin. Every American taxpayer who works a full-time job and does not have a side business is probably overpaying taxes to the tune of $3,000 to $9,000 every year. Even self-employed people who do have businesses are collectively overpaying their taxes as a result of lack of tax knowledge to the tune of about $160 billion annually. That's not million, that's billion with a B. Folks, I hope you understand that you pay more money in taxes than you do mortgage payments, transportation costs, food, and clothing all combined. You must get up to speed on your tax deductions. But so many people say, well, my accountant takes care of my taxes. That is the 7 words the IRS loves to hear you say. My accountant takes care of my taxes. Let me give you the best example, a personal example of what happened to me. In 1995, my wife and I were fortunate enough to donate the money to build a brand new church in northern Wisconsin, totally debt-free. It was a transfer of stock we had bought. We had bought the stock in July. In 4 months, the stock had gone up almost 800%. So, on the advice of our accountant, we transferred the stock from our name to the church's name, sold it the same day. Bingo, the church had the money to go build a new church. But lo and behold, here's what happened. Because we let our accountant take care of our taxes. Come April of 1996, the IRS advised us we had not held that stock for a year and a day to get a basis. Therefore, we had to pay an extra $136,000 in taxes on April 15th, 1996. Never again will I allow those 7 words to make that happen. My accountant takes care of my taxes. And you hear people say, well, by leaving legitimate deductions off your tax return, it'll reduce your chances of an audit. Couldn't be further from the truth. That's just a common myth, that by leaving some deductions off your tax return, it reduces your chances of an audit. I heard of a Texas man who left off $40,000 worth of legal deductions. He didn't want to get an audit. What do you suppose happened? He got the gift that well-to-do people seem to get. He got audited. But because he left off all those things and he had a good accountant on the audit, he got a $12,000 refund. Well, why would it be that $160 billion are left laying on the table every year? Well, biggest thing is taxpayers don't know what deductions are available. Number 2, tax preparers aren't always up to date either. And number 3, the taxpayers are afraid to take deductions or are talked out of them by tax preparers. Now, why do ordinary tax preparers talk clients out of legal deductions? Now, I'm not here trying to knock the ordinary tax preparers. There's lots of great tax preparers. Well, a lot of these tax preparers don't fully understand home-based business deductions. In fact, they tell me that on the CPA exam, you could miss almost every tax question and still pass and become a CPA. Now, quite often, tax preparers are afraid for themselves. I mean, they're subject to scrutiny, and preparers don't want red flags or an audit on their clients. It seems like nowadays, with a lot of tax preparers, it's almost a conflict of interest to ask the tax preparer to take every deduction possible. You got to remember, too, that in most cases, a tax preparer is going to get paid just as much to prepare a conservative return as it takes to do a more complicated, more detailed return. And then, a fallacy, folks. You know, we say, my accountant takes care of my taxes. That's like saying my accountant takes care of my car. My dentist takes care of my teeth. Your accountant can't be with you. And what do? We don't do the accountants a favor. We bring them in shoe boxes. We spend 2 weeks before April 15th getting all deductions of the previous year together. Then we bring in these shoe boxes, dump on the accountant's desk, say, here, do us a good job. They can only do as good a job as what you're going to give them from information. That's why you got to get a diary and put your entries in the diary every single day. Well, I got a friend who said, hey, I don't worry about that. If I got tax questions, I just call the IRS 800 number. Well, if you want to really get put on terminal hold, you just try calling the IRS on their 800 number. Most of these people that answer the phone were hired in December, trained for 1 month, and they're paid about $8 to $10 an hour. Half of the callers said the line long enough to even get connected to a live employee. And if you do, only about half the time you probably get a correct answer. Remember now, you pay more money in taxes every year than you do mortgage payments, transportation costs, food, and clothing all combined. So I don't know of a better reason for you to have a home-based business than to get those $5,000 to $20,000 in tax deductions every year. But folks, we've talked enough about taxes. Let's get back talking about the number one ingredient to success in network marketing, and that is the dream. Folks, it costs you nothing to dream. But if you are not being as successful as you want to be in network marketing, it could well be you haven't got a dream. I tell you, without a dream, you're never going to achieve the success you want. I can guarantee you that. You have to have a dream. But having a dream doesn't guarantee success. But not having a dream guarantees failure, I'll tell you that. You want success. You wouldn't have bought this tape set unless you wanted success in your network marketing business. Now, I'll grant you, it's true. Money can't buy you happiness. But my question to you is, what does broke buy you? Broke doesn't buy you anything. But see the dreams where it's at. When you're sitting across the table from a prospect, it's not what system you've got that appeals to the prospect. It's not what tools you got. It's not what your products or services are. It's not really what your company is. It's not what your marketing plan is. It's what is your dream. Folks, you need to get a big dream and cling to that dream as you take the steps in your journey to success in network marketing. I've got a young fellow in my organization in San Antonio, Texas, I think the world of. His name is Joel Sauceda. His slogan is, "We're smoking like a burnt rubber boot." He's in his 20s. He tells a story. He was a bill collector. He was going out picking up and repossessing automobiles. He tells about the day he had a man and his wife and their 2 kids walk in his office. They had the car there. They had come to try and make arrangements to keep their car. Well, the arrangements were not suitable, and Joel had to tell that husband, that hero, as his 2 kids watched, that he could not accept the proposal and he had to have the keys to their car. He watched that man cry in front of his 2 sons. He watched that family head for the bus stop to take the bus ride home. Joel said, never again. Never again am I going to do that. I'm going to go out and help people achieve the American dream, not try it and destroy it. I love the way he tells about his little daughter, Veronica. I think she's 2 years old now. She does the business to people on her play telephone every day, and she shows the plan to her stuffed animals. Oh, that's neat, isn't it? But folks, it's time to quit living paycheck to paycheck, and let's start living from network marketing check to network marketing check. It's time for you to build net worth, not debt worth. You gotta have the dream. There's a book called Jesus My CEO by Mary Beth Jones. Now, she gives a story in that book that's interesting. She talks about she's out dreaming in a big pasture. She sees that creek meandering by, the green grass, the smell of that green in the summertime. Just having a beautiful dream about laying out there in the pasture. All of a sudden, a dream. She's cornered by a big bear. A big, mad, nasty bear. And she says, "Are you going to eat me, bear?" You know what the bear said back? "I don't know. It's your dream." I thought that is a neat story. And along with the dream, folks, you got to make a commitment. The height of your success will always be determined by the depth of your commitment. You have to have a commitment. Here's an interesting little side note on commitment. How many people want to go to heaven? Most of them, don't they? How many of those people, you suppose, want to die? Because that's what you have to do to get there. Got to make the commitment. See, I made a commitment when I got in this business. Way back in March 1st, 1983. I made a commitment to myself and to my wife that I would never, ever, ever quit, that I would be successful. You got to do the same thing, folks. Remember, the height of your success will be determined by the depth of that commitment. And you got to focus. You must focus on your network marketing business. It's so easy for you to get out of focus. Dream stealers are always trying to get you out of focus. I'm going to give you an exercise to show you how important it is to stay in focus. Because focus is every bit as important as commitment. I'm going to use the word silk. Silk is spelled S-I-L-K. I want you to say the word silk with me. We're going to say it and spell it out. Okay, here, just to show you how easy it is to get out of focus. Here we go. Silk, S-I-L-K. Silk, S-I-L-K. Silk, S-I-L-K. Silk, S-I-L-K. Silk, S-I-L-K. Silk, S-I-L-K. What does the cow drink? You probably said milk. Cow don't drink milk, my friend. Cow drinks water. Just shows you how easy it is to get you out of focus. Here's another little exercise on focus. You're driving a bus. Picture yourself driving a bus. You pick up 6 people. At the first stop, 2 get off. How many are left on the bus? Be 5. Second stop, pick up 2 ladies. How many left on the bus? 7. How old is the bus driver? You don't know how old you are? 3/4 of people do this exercise don't realize they're driving the bus. They start thinking about how many people are dropping off and picking up. Just shows you again, you have to stay in focus. And folks, you need teamwork. Teamwork is important in network marketing. I've got a good friend, Jamal Wilkes, who played for the Los Angeles Lakers for 8 years, the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers. He's got 3 NBA rings. He's on the NBA All-Star team 3 times. A wonderful human being, Jamal Wilkes. He'd been a high school All-American. He was a college All-American at UCLA. At UCLA, he played for the legendary coach John Wooden. John Wooden, who's still alive today, is the winningest coach of all time in the sport of basketball. I mean, he won 10 out of 12 NCAA championships with the UCLA Bruins. John Wooden is a master at teaching teamwork. Jamal Wilkes tells me on the first day of practice, they spent the entire first day learning how to put their shoes and socks on right. And everybody always had to have the same pair of shoes, same kind of shoes, part of the teamwork. And John Wood would always say, how many fingers does it take to make a basket? You know his answer? It takes 10 hands. There's 2 hands on each of the 5 players. And when you watch a basketball game today, whether it's the NBA, whatever, watch when somebody makes a great play, they always nod back to the person that helped them. They always give them a nod, or they give them a high five, or put their hand towards them. They always thank the folks who assisted them on the good play. That started with John Wooden as a UCLA Bruin coach. He taught the players how to always acknowledge when you get help from somebody else. John Wooden, part of his teamwork, also had a 7-point creed. It was given to him 77 years ago by his father. I like these 7 points to John Wooden's 7-point creed. Point number 1, be true to yourself. Point number 2, make each day your masterpiece. Point number 3, help others. Point number 4, drink deeply from good books. Be a bookworm and a tapeworm, folks. Point 5, make friendship a fine art. Point 6, build a shelter against a rainy day. And point 7, pray for guidance and give thanks for your blessings every day. That's a great creed to live by. But folks, you got to have teamwork. You got to have focus. You got to have commitment. You got to have a dream. But the time is now for you to get to work, and the time has never been better in the history of network marketing as it is right now. Talk about timing. Story about legendary football coach Lou Holtz. He's been the Notre Dame coach, Minnesota coach, he's been South Carolina. Back in 1956, Lou Holtz was in the military. He was traveling across Kansas, heading home. He came upon a McDonald's, the first time he ever saw a McDonald's. He said, wow, what an opportunity. This can't miss. I'd like to get a McDonald's. So he looked up and he saw the sign that said over 1 million hamburgers sold. He said, "Aw, shucks, it's too late." Folks, we haven't scratched the scratch of the scratch of where the network marketing industry is going. And talk about where it's going and what can happen. I wrote a book called I Could Have Quit $7 million ago. It's a 368-page book that I believe you'd enjoy reading. If you're really a believer in network marketing, you need to read my book. It'll tell my life story, how I've gone from poverty, from being homeless, earning almost $10 million. It's going to give all kinds of strategies, all kinds of techniques to help you build a successful and profitable network marketing business. If you want to order the book or find out more about it, call my office, 1-800-621-2065. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. But it's time to get to work. And as you move along the road in network marketing, you're going to get knocked down once in a while. But remember, network marketing is a lot like a boxer. A boxer doesn't lose when he gets knocked down. He loses when he doesn't get back up. When you get knocked down, nobody's going to stand there and count to 10. You get up when you want to get up. But just get up and get going. So you never lose when you get knocked down. The only time failure counts if it's the last time you're ever going to try. See, it's not the fall that kills you. It's a sudden stop at the end. But remember this too, folks. If you play at network marketing, it pays you play money. If you treat it like a business, it pays you like a business. Life is not about the challenges you face. It's about how you face your challenges. And the door to the room of opportunity swings on the hinges of opposition. That's good. And when we feel the stress of the storm, we learn the strength of the anchor. And folks, one last little thing for you. Learn to be a giver. Our industry is full of takers. We don't have enough givers. I hope we can add you to the roll call as being a giver in network marketing. Learn to be a giver. You can't outgive. The more you give, the more you're going to get back, always. See, giving does not drain our resources, but it provides a space for us to refill. Work hard. Work hard. There's no luck in this business. You spell luck, W-O-R-K. The harder you work, luckier you're going to get. Plus, the human body was designed to walk, run, and stop. It wasn't built for coasting. And husband and wives, I always do this in every tape, please work together. Get working with your spouse, work together. My slogan is always, let's get both mules pulling on the same end of the wagon. But marriage is the only union that can't seem to get organized. Both sides think they're management. Hey, this is Dayle Maloney. Thanks for listening. Good luck in your network marketing career.